After being closed for over 6 months of time, finally the Eager Beaver Team is able to come back to Jones Gap, and we're here today to touch the very end of the rainbow. Having been horrifically flooded and nearly destroyed by Hurricane Helene in 2024, it is so good to see the full natural beauty of Jones Gap once more. Here, crossing the Middle Saluda River, we make our way into Jones Gap. And at this point, I'll now give you the privilege of being introduced to our entire team, who are so excited to be back. For starters, here in the Tacoma pickup truck, we have our very good friend, Edom. And here coming out of the woods looking lost is our very good friend, Blake. And yes, I am here too. Big surprise. But there is one man who couldn't be with us today, and his absence is most notably felt by all of our team members for the burden that it is. However, he does have a special message for all of our viewers.
Hey Linux, lights on. How's it going, Eager Beaver Gang and Phil, of course. Sorry I couldn't be in this week's video shoot. I've been too busy making millions of dollars off my esports career and my cybersecurity. I just went to, I think this is Indonesia, and of course the American Benjamins. But hopefully I should be back probably in the couple next weeks. My schedule won't be as tight. But yeah, I look forward to seeing you guys soon. Hey Linux, lights back off.
Alright, let's come back to the real world now and begin our exploration of the Rainbow Falls Trail here at beautiful Jones Gap. For those of you who are familiar with this trail, you'll notice that the primary bridge right over the Saluda here has been completely washed away due to the hurricane. Now, a lot of that bridge has been cleaned up, but you can still see the supporting struts for that bridge littered throughout the park, and in this case, right here before us in the river. As you can clearly see behind me, Jones Gap is still currently in a very serious state of rebuild and reorganization. The primary entrance bridge here was completely knocked away when the storm came, Hurricane Helene, in September of 2024. We really encourage you to come out here because the more visitors that come and the more people that can help out and spread the good word of such a beautiful park, the sooner this can be opened up again and repairs can be fully underway. Further, the more that we have people out here, the more it encourages the government to pay attention to the fact that we can come out here and clear out these trails more. So, put in a good word with your local state representative and also come out here and pay a visit. This is a beautiful park and we highly encourage you to come out here. Now let's come on. The initial trailhead is actually fairly easy to navigate and walk. However, as you make your way further up, it soon becomes very rocky. Part of this is man-made, however, because as you climb uphill, it's almost a straight downhill shot for water, and that can really make for a muddy walkway. We, however, are very fortunate that it's a dry day. Further, we get the beauty of the Middle Saluda River here. And this perfect river gives us fresh water and a stunning, beautiful view as we start to make our way up the mountain. For this hike, we do suggest that you bring a good and comfortable boot with you, as this is a very rocky walkway. Further, it can flood from time to time. One perfect example of flooding devastation came from the recent Hurricane Helene, which involved over 100,000 pounds and gallons of mud in this area alone, cascading down the side of the mountain and destroying the park to such a severe degree that it was closed for over 6 months. Right behind us there might be the most telling sign of the damage that came from Hurricane Helene in September. You're not talking about a rock slide with a few dozen or a few hundred tons. You're talking about thousands to tens of thousands of tons of rock, earth, and then natural elements all cascading down this in a mud flow. The sheer power of it would have been absolutely devastating, and you can see it from this plane alone. We're able to access this now because park workers have come out and cleared it over the course of 6 months of hard work. Just imagine how filthy
how filled and how clogged this would have been. It became its own natural dam, and this huge force built up and absolutely destroyed the bridge down lower and took out a good half of the original ranger station. It was devastating, to say the least.
We are so thankful and grateful for all of those who volunteered their time and all of those who happen to work within the park services. Because of their hard work, we are now able to return here and go back to Rainbow Falls. Before we go up the direct path to Rainbow Falls, however, let us get a quick glimpse into how the team is doing as we perform this hike today.
So here we are, back at the Rainbow Falls Trail, Jones Gap State Park in South Carolina. Great little trail. Beginning's pretty good, very rocky, so just be aware of that. Doesn't seem to be too many fallen trees down on the trail. Most of that's been cleared out by park staff, which we thank them for. Whew, I'm out of breath. Love this trail. This is the second time me and Anthony are doing this. First time. But yeah, back before we started the channel, this is actually where me and Anthony had a conversation at the falls about starting Eager Beaver. So yeah, good to be back here. Got some good history for the channel.
All right, so it's been a few weeks since I've been out with the boys, but we finally got to go back out. We're out here at Jones Gap State Park. If you're looking for somewhere like a nice hike to actually get a little workout in, but it's not too difficult, this is the place to come. And we're gonna finish this up because we got about a mile left, and we'll see y'all at the top.
It's a good thing we got the team's opinions now as well, because we're just about to hit the major uphill section here.
Look at these naturally occurring non-man-made steps right here. Isn't that incredible?
This stacked stone is one of the first signs that you are now making your way into the uphill region here for the Rainbow Falls Trail. However, the largest and most easily recognizable marker is going to be this massive split stone with a carved staircase. At this point, you know it's all uphill from here.
That rock is always the fun bit, because that proves that you are now officially on Rainbow Falls going uphill. And, you slowly start to feel that. Of course, I'm perfect. I'm doing fine. It's everyone else you got to worry about. Yeah, I'm not arrogant.
Back in reality now, as you make your way up the Rainbow Falls Trail, you'll notice at this point it becomes a lot more narrow, a lot more steep, and a fair bit more rocky. So, be ready and prepared for that. In particular, expect to hit many different flights of stairs, but on the bright side, it's great work for your glutes and calves.
Now, this is not a Category 1 climb, but if you can tell from my breath, I'm already feeling it. I'm exceptionally tired. Those stairs really get to you. And I can feel that lactic acid in my legs, but still, we're more than halfway there. And the view at the top really is worth it.
The final mile to Rainbow Falls is a constant uphill climb with very few opportunities to rest in your elevation. So, we have an important note to share with you here. At Jones Gap in Rainbow Falls, there are many, many beautiful views to be seen, so take your time to stop and actually admire them on the way up. Further, don't hesitate to stop, grab something to eat, or rehydrate because you're going to need it while burning all those calories in the uphill. After all, this is a hike, not a race, so take your time, do what's most comfortable for you, and then continue climbing upward.
Happy trails. I love stairs.
There really is no rush to get to the top of this mountain. After all of those stairs are still going to be there no matter how quickly or slowly you go about it. So, again, take your time, go at your own pace, and make your way up the mountain. If you are looking to take a break, there is one section in particular which is really worth paying attention to. Before you here are the lower falls for Rainbow Falls. And this little oasis in the forest is a great place to make a stop. Because this water is fresh water and running, the lower falls here are a great place to come and pick up some refreshing ice-cold mountain water. And now here from the lower basin, I'm going to share with all of you a top secret jungle survival technique that very few people know about.
Here is an old-timey trick from the jungle. I feel so much cooler now. So much more relaxed.
That there is more of a joke, to be honest, but at the same time, fresh and cool water does cool you off and help you stay clean. Now, let's continue our climb up the mountain. Once you leave the lower falls, it has to be admitted that right away it's essentially right back into high gear because you're going straight up the side to make it to the waterfall. But at least we had the opportunity to cool off for a second.
It's always nice after a pretty break like that at a waterfall to get a kick in the ass like that and keep climbing. I feel great.
Quite fortunately, once you see this carved rock and the stairs that it has, you know that you are about to reach the very top of Rainbow Falls and come to the waterfall itself. So, persevere and hang in there, especially because what you're about to see is beautiful.
I'm getting quite tired of this.
Once you come to the very top of these carved stone steps, you are met with this beautiful, fully exposed rock face which dominates the view. As a prelude to the Rainbow Falls, we have here small cascades which blanket the surface of the exposed rock wall. Depending on the time of day, as well as on how much rain has been in the area, the water coming down in this cascade almost works like a mirror, as it shines so much more brightly in the sun.
This is always incredible because this is a sign that you're almost there. This is just sheer solid rock face.
As beautiful as this rock wall is, there happens to be one other reason why you should be so excited to see it when you're this far into the hike.
All of a sudden, I am so elated to see stairs because that's the last set before the waterfall. Come on now, and let's enjoy what's ahead.
From the very top, we have an incredibly beautiful view of Jones Gap. However, that's not the view we climbed to really see today. Before you here is the beautiful Rainbow Falls. At over 100 feet in its first initial drop, it truly is one of the most beautiful sights to see here at Jones Gap. The rock fully encompassing this waterfall is over 100 feet in nothing but pure granite. However, seeing it from a distance is beautiful, but let's try and get a bit closer now. Although natural rock has been placed here to help you cross, please keep in mind this area can flood, and it can be a bit precarious to cross initially, so watch your footing. Here, near the base of the waterfall, is where most people stop and look. However, we're going to take this just a step closer because we want to show you why this place is called Rainbow Falls. When the sun begins to set in the east at the right time of day, you can actually come here at the base of the waterfall and see a double rainbow, just as you can right here. And that, of course, is why Rainbow Falls has its name. What we are now going to do is attempt to get under this waterfall. However, please note, doing such can be extremely dangerous. We have years of experience and a touch of stupidity on our side here. This is what the underside of a 100-foot waterfall looks like. And if you look close enough, you can see that the rainbow actually even touches under here, which just adds to the mysticism of such an area.
That is exceptionally rare.
As beautiful as it is to be here under the waterfall, please keep in mind that such an activity can be dangerous because this water flow is not regulated and it will change quite severely. So, keep that in mind and be prepared. Let us now go to a higher point of observation to really witness the size and the immense beauty of Rainbow Falls.
Now, this is not the safest place to be, but it's so hard to be upset with something that beautiful behind you. It's so rare in life we can come up and actually touch the rainbow. But as you can see, if you climb to the right spots, you absolutely can have it. Please don't do it, I'm doing it home, but this is lovely.
Let us now climb down the cliff here, and once we're safely placed, see what there is to do at the lower falls here in Jones Gap. Returning here to the lower falls, this particular walkway is one of the best places to collect fresh water from the top of the mountain. This water really is worth the time to collect, and as Blake is showing here, this can be some of the freshest and coolest water you've ever had. Nothing in a store really compares to this kind of experience. Just a little below the basin as well are several great locations to sit, lie down, and look at the waterfall. And as Edom has shown us here, it's pretty easy to sit down and fall asleep. There is so much to do and to explore here at Rainbow Falls at Jones Gap, and the Eager Beaver Team is very happy to have been here. That said, eventually, we do have to leave.
Behind me now is the incredibly beautiful Rainbow Falls, and it's absolutely worth it to get up here. All of those stairs, which suck to get here, all of that misery and the heat is completely blown away the moment you're here. It really is absolutely worth it to make that climb and be here. Because once you're here, you almost essentially have it all to yourself. Not many people really hike this trail. You have to be a bit more of a fit climber if you want to make it up here. That being said, plenty of people in the intermediate class come up all the time. You see plenty of people with different gear sets, some just for the day hike, some going to stay longer, all coming up and down, and it's a friendly crowd. But most people really keep to themselves, and that's what's nice about being up here. There's enough space to sequester yourself and then hang out. From here, we're going to now make our way back down the mountain. You won't see much of that on film. However, once we do get back to the car park, the team will give you their final thoughts, and then we'll bid you a good day. Now, let's start climbing down again.
The hike back down to the car park takes roughly 45 minutes to an hour, and the 1,000 feet climb is a lot easier when it's a 1,000-foot descent. I'm gonna let our team get back into place, but once we arrive at the car park, we'll talk a bit more on our own experiences and opinions for this hike.
Jones Gap. Oh, hey, I almost didn't see you guys there. But yeah, just finished up our 27,000 mile hike to Rainbow Falls and back. And then there and back again. Yeah, nice trail, real nice state park. Love this place. Rainbow Falls has lots of history for Eager Beaver. I'm sure you've heard that earlier in the video. But yeah, great little hike. On the way down, did it in about 45 minutes because I had to use the John. I'm just gonna leave it at that. But yeah, anyway, definitely come out, check it out. Tell them Eager Beaver sent you, and have a good one. Happy trails.
All right, so we just finished up our hike at Rainbow Falls. Great hike. I think we finished up about a little over 5 miles or so. But you should come out and do it. It's not bad. It's about $6 to get into the park. Very well maintained. They've done a lot of work since the hurricane last year, but it's still very easy to get up top. There's multiple other trails here, but they still haven't opened those just yet. But hopefully here soon we can go try out the others. But other than that, it's time to get home, take a shower, and we'll see y'all in the next video.
Well, you heard it there from the other boys. We had ourselves a really good time here at Rainbow Falls. Certainly we sweat it out, but it's really worth it. I mean, it's at the end of the day, what, 5 miles, give or take? It's really, truthfully, not that bad. It's fairly accessible to intermediates all the way up to expert level if you want to go that hard. I find it really welcoming. Most of all, the view is just breathtaking. It's worth it to go there. I really encourage you not to be as foolish as I was to get that close to the water. I have years of experience and stupidity on my side. So please, always take that with a grain of salt. Be careful and mind your safety. Further, you saw my bag there at the 45 to 60 pound amount. You don't need to pack that much, certainly not for this. I just do it for the sake of training. If you come here, you're going to need to make a reservation, especially on the weekend, like a Saturday or a Sunday, because it's very popular. It has just opened up again, and there's only something like 30 parking spaces. So if you want to come here at peak times, make a reservation. Now, ladies and gentlemen, here from the beautiful Jones Gap State Park, newly reopened, I bid you a good day. Please, if you've enjoyed this content, like and subscribe below. Further, follow us on Instagram to understand and see more of our crazy, wacky, strange, sad adventures. Now, this is the Eager Beaver, signing off.